I never thought I'd end up in the body of a dead man, staring down the monster who stole my life from the inside out. But there I was, heart pounding like a jackhammer in this borrowed chest, the words slipping out before I could stop them. Sir, that's my father's ring. The room froze, forks clattering on plates, whispers dying like smoke as Harlan Voss, the untouchable king of biotech, turned his hawkish eyes on me. His face drained to the color of ash. And in that split second, I saw it, the crack in his empire, the buried truth clawing its way to the surface. It started 5 years ago, back when I was still Eva Harlan, no relation to him. Thank God, fresh out of Stanford with a bioengineering degree and dreams bigger than the Silicon Valley haze. I'd landed the internship of a lifetime at Voss Dynamics, the company that promised to rewrite humanity's code. Neuralink who? Harlan Voss had cracked mind-uploading tech a decade early, whispering about eternal legacies in TED Talks that made investors cream their khakis. I was 24, wide-eyed, and in love with the grind. My dad, a small-time jeweler from Queens, had slipped that ring on my finger the day I graduated, his own father's heirloom, etched with the Harlan crest from some dusty Irish roots we barely remembered. Wear it proud, kiddo, he'd said, his calloused hands rough from years of polishing dreams for other people. It's all we've got left of the fight. The betrayal hit like a freight train on a foggy Jersey turnpike. My mentor, Dr. Elias Crow, silver-tongued Brit with a PhD from Oxford and eyes that could charm a snake, had been grooming me for the stars. Late nights in the lab, sharing takeout pho from the cart outside. He'd murmur about Voss's Project Echo, the crown jewel, body swapping via neural mapping. It's not sci-fi, Eva, he'd say, his breath warm on my neck. It's salvation. Imagine cheating death, slipping into a younger vessel. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. Hell, I even slept with him, thinking it was passion, not predation. But Crow was Voss's shadow, a puppet with strings of cold cash. One night, after too many whiskeys in the executive lounge, he pitched it, steal the Echo prototype data. For the greater good, he lied, his hand on my thigh. Voss is hoarding it for the elite. We leak it, save millions. Naive idiot that I was. I hacked the servers, my code, clean as a whistle, slipping through firewalls like butter. What I didn't know, Crow had flipped the script. He fed Voss my access logs, painting me as the corporate spy. By dawn, feds were cuffing me in my pajamas, Voss's lawyers burying me under charges of industrial espionage and treasonous data theft. 20 years in Leavenworth, they said. My dad? He drove through the night from Queens. Posted bail he couldn't afford. Sold his shop to fight for me. I got you, Eva, he promised. That ring glinting under the fluorescent lights of the courthouse. The trial was a circus. Tabloids screaming, in turn sabotage's silicon savior. Voss testified in a bespoke suit. All sympathy and steel. She was like a daughter to me. But ambition corrupts. Crow? He got a promotion. A corner office with a view of the bay. And Dad, God. Dad, he cracked. The stress. The debt. The endless appeals. Heart attack in the holding cell visitor room. Clutching my hand. Gasping. Fight. For us. He died right there. On cold linoleum. His last breath fogging the glass. I took the plea, 15 years. No parole for his sake. To end the nightmare. But Voss? He swooped in like a vulture, buying the ring from the estate auction for pennies. A token of respect, his PR spin called it. Bastard wore it like a trophy. Prison was hell's antechamber, fluorescent buzz. The stench of despair. Women with eyes like shattered glass. I rotted in San Quentin's women's wing, trading stories of lost lives over contraband smokes. That's where the secret slithered in, whispers from a guard with a conscience. Ex-boss engineer turned snitch. Echo wasn't just upload, she hissed during yard time. It's swap. Voss tested it on the desperate terminals. Inmates. Minds ripped out. Slotted into fresh meat. Your dad's ring? He pawns them off the unwilling donors. My blood turned to ice. Voss wasn't cheating death. He was playing God with the poor. Parole came after 10. A miracle greased by a bleeding heart lawyer from the Innocence Project. But freedom tasted like ash. No job. No cred. Blacklisted from biotech forever. I crashed on a cousin's couch in Oakland, scrolling dark web forums for Voss dirt. That's when the ad hit. Echo Legacy. Volunteer for the future. Buried in Voss Dynamics recruitment spam. A call for ethical trials. Rage boiled over. I'd volunteer. All right. Infiltrate from the inside. Expose the swap scam. Signed up with a fake name, Elena Voss. Ironic twist, and ace the psych eval. Resilient, they called me. Perfect candidate. The procedure room was sterile white. Bay Area sun slicing through blinds like accusations. Dr. Crow, older now. Poncha. But still that snake smile, strapped me down. Relax. Elena. It's just a nap. Needles pricked. Darkness swallowed. Woke up choking. Lungs burning. In a body that wasn't mine. Broad shoulders. Calloused hands. A man's gravel voice rasping his name. Marcus Hale. 52. Terminal lung cancer. Voss's latest donor. My mind in his failing frame. His memories flickering like bad reception. Trucker from Reno. Wife long gone. Kid OD'd on fentanyl. And there, on the nightstand, my own hand, slender, ringless, attached to a slack face that used to be mine. Crow hovered, clipboard in hand. Transfer successful. Welcome to immortality, Mr. Hale. Panic clawed at my throat, but I played it cool. Voss's tech worked too well, neural bridges fusing thought to flesh. No rejection. I was trapped in this husk, watching Elena Voss stir, my old eyes blinking with confusion that wasn't mine. Marcus's essence? Vaporized. Overwritten. Murder by upload. They shipped me to a recovery wing, pumped with oxy for the emphysema eating his lungs. But I wasn't done. This body might cough blood, but it had fire. I hacked the ward's Wi-Fi with Marcus's old trucking tricks, knew every backdoor from cross-country halls, and leaked footage. My donation, the swap logs. Twitter, X, whatever, exploded. Voss swap trended. Protesters clogged the Golden Gate. Voss buried it fast. Lawsuits. NDAs. Deep fake smears. But I kept digging, coughing through nights in a Reno motel. For drip mocking me. Found the thread. Dad's death wasn't natural. Toxicology buried in Voss's black files. Off-market sedative. The kind Echo used for compliance. Voss had him dosed during a consult on the ring. Post-trial. Dad discovered the swaps. Threatened to go public. Heart attack. Induced arrhythmia. My fall for the hack? Cover for Voss erasing evidence Crow planted. Betrayal layered like onion skin, Crow, my lover, sold me out for equity. Voss, the puppeteer, wore Dad's ring as a kill trophy. I bulked up Marcus's frame. Gym rats at the truck stop pitted the sick vet and plotted. Controversial? Hell yes. I'd considered suicide, ending it clean, or framing Crow for a hit and run, anonymous. But no, I demanded the throne. Infiltrated Voss Dynamics as a janitor. Marcus Hale. Reformed. Scrubbed floors by day. Slotted USBs into servers by night. Code I'd written in my head during yard time. Neural echoes of Eva's genius. Uploaded backdoors. Siphoned data. Donor lists. Swap vids. Voss's own uploads into spare bodies of the elite. The gala was the hook. Voss Dynamics 20th. San Francisco Palace of Fine Arts. Chandeliers dripping like blood money. I crashed as catering, stolen badge. Tux rented from a pawn shop. Circled the room. Emphysema whistle in my throat. Until I spotted him. Voss. 70, but spry in a swapped 30-year-old shell. That ring flashing under crystal light. Our eyes met across the champagne flutes. I weaved through socialites. Heart, Marcus's heart, thudding against ribs too narrow for the fury. Sir, I said, voice a low rumble, extending a tray of canapes like a peace offering. That's my father's ring. He paused, flute midway to lips, blue eyes narrowing. The room's hum dipped, heads turning subtle. Excuse me? Voss's tone was silk over razor, southern drawl he'd kept from his Georgia roots, masking the viper. I leaned in, close enough to smell his cologne, expensive as sin. Harlan crest. Celtic knot. 3 loops for the sons lost at sea. My dad pawned his soul for that bauble. You bought it cheap after he dropped dead in my arms. His face youthful. But I saw the flicker. The old man's ghost went white as marble. Fork slipped from a nearby councilman's hand, clinking like a gunshot. Whispers rippled. Who the hell is that? Voss recovered fast. Smile tight. You must be mistaken. Friend. Enjoy the evening. But his eyes screamed questions. Who was I? This coughing interloper in a waiter's vest? I didn't back down. Mistaken? Like how Eva Harlan stole your precious echo code. Or how her dad just happened to croak mid-appeal. The crowd thickened. Phone slipping out. Voss's hand, that ring, twitched toward his earpiece. Security, goons, materialized. But I was ready. Pressed the hidden fob in my palm. Server purge triggered. Voss's empire data hemorrhaging to every news outlet from CNN to Breitbart. Chaos erupted. Voss lunged, grabbing my arm, his grip iron on my borrowed flesh. Who are you? He hissed, breath hot, the ring digging into my wrist like a brand. Eva, I whispered, coughing blood onto his lapel. Eva Harlan. And this is for Dad. Security dragged me out like a sack of garbage. Voss's curses echoing off marble columns as sirens wailed in the distance. The fog rolled in off the bay, thick as the lies I'd swallowed for a decade. But for the first time, it felt like freedom's chill. Pushed into an alley behind the venue, zip ties biting into Marcus's wrists. I spat red onto the pavement. You think this ends it? I rasped at the lead goon, a slab of meat named Rico with a neck tattoo of a rosary. He smirked, radio crackling Voss's orders. Hold him. Find out everything. Everything. As if they hadn't already stripped me bare. In the van, blacked out Suburban, tinted windows like Voss's soul, They waterboard me with questions. Not water. How'd you get the ring intel? Who leaked the purge? I laughed through the burn. Tasting copper. Marcus's lungs were shot, but Eva's spite was titanium. Told scraps. Anonymous drop. Dark web vigilante. Bought time while my code wormed deeper. Firewalls crumbling like sandcastles at high tide. By dawn, I was in a Voss black site, abandoned warehouse on the Embarcadero. Rust and salt air. Crow presided, scalpel in hand, his Oxford polish cracked by years of backroom deals. Marcus Hale, he drawled, circling like a shark. Or should I say, intruder? He knew. The neural scans from the swap flagged anomalies, Eva's synaptic patterns bleeding through. She fought it. You know. Your host. Clung like a barnacle. But we scrubbed clean. Mostly. I strained against the restraints. This body's frailty a cage. Scrubbed? You murdered him. Donors. Inmates. Souls you vacuumed for your god complex. Crow's laugh was wet. Phlegmy. He leaned in, breath like stale tea. Collateral. Darling. Voss's vision. Billionaire's eternal. The rest. Fertilizer. You were our proof of concept. Eva Harlan. The perfect fall guy. The secret unspooled then. Under sodium lights buzzing like angry hornets. Dad hadn't just stumbled on Echo, he'd funded the early trials. Desperate after Mom's cancer ate their savings. He'd pawned family heirlooms, including the ring, to Crow's shell company. Irish luck, Dad joked once. But it was blood money for Voss's experiments. When I hacked, Dad pieced it, confronted Voss at a gala much like this one. Stop the swaps. Or I talk. Voss's response? Crow dosing his scotch. Arrhythmia kicking in mid-handshake. The ring? Snatched as collateral, worn to mock the dead. Betrayal's knife twisted deeper. Crow? Not just mentor, but Dad's silent partner. Skimming off the top. Slept with me to keep tabs. Planted the hack to silence us both. You were the loose end, Crow admitted. Syringe glinting, truth serum. No doubt. Eva takes the fall. Harlan dies quiet. Clean. But clean? Nothing about Voss's world was. As the drug burned in, I saw flashes. Marcus's life overlaying mine. His kid. Junkie ghost in Reno motels, my dad. Wheezing in Queens workshops. Shared grief forged a hybrid rage. I feigned stupor. Mumbling coordinates, fake safe house in the Tenderloin. They bit. Piling into the van. Hour later. Alone in the warehouse. Restraints picked with a smuggled paperclip, trucker's trick. I bolted. Hacked the door code on the way out. Lungs screaming, but legs pumping adrenaline. San Francisco swallowed me, homeless encampments under the 101, where I scavenged a burner phone. Uploaded Phase 2, donor manifests. Names of swapped elites, senators in starlit bodies. CEOs in athlete frames. Echo exposed, went nuclear. Congressional hearings subpoenaing Voss by noon. Protests swelled. Berkeley kids chanting, bodies not batteries, while Wall Street suits dump stock. Voss dynamics tanking like the Hindenburg. I went underground. Marcus's emphysema, a ticking bomb. Cough syrup from clinics. Black market oxy from dealers who thought I was just another vet down on luck. Holed up in a North Beach flophouse. Walls papered in yellowed Dylan posters. Plotting the kill shot. Controversial decisions? They haunted my dreams. Mercy kill Crow quick. or drag it out. Frame Voss for Dad's murder. Perjuring innocence? Or worse, hack Echo back. Swap into Voss himself. Make him rot in this dying shell? The ethics nod. American as apple pie guilt, justice or vengeance. In the land of the free, we blur the line till it's a noose. Crow found me first. Of course. Banged on the door at 3 a.m. Rain sheeting the window like tears. Eva, he called, voice muffled. Let me explain. I cracked it. .38, Marcus's Road Warrior relic, leveled at his gut. He looked wrecked. Ty askew. Stubble silver. It wasn't personal. Bullshit, I growled, pulling him in. Door slammed. Gun steady. You fucked me, literally, to bury Dad. For what? Stock options. He slumped on the bed, head in hands. Voss. He owns souls. I was in deep. Your father, he threatened to pull funding, expose the trials. I begged him. Lies. But the crack showed. Regret. Or fear. Join us. Upload proper. Your mind in a prime body. Legacy. I laughed. Bitter as bay fog. Legacy? Like the kids you swapped out for Wall Street zombies? Pressed the barrel to his temple. Finger itching. One squeeze. And the snake's gone. But no, too easy. Tell me the endgame. All of it. He spilled. Serum not needed. Voss's inner circle. 20 swaps already. Board members eternal in cloned youth. Next, politicians. Prepping for 28 elections. Dad's ring? Key to a vault, biometric. His print etched in the gold. Inside, original Echo blueprints. Unredacted. Proof Voss stole it from a DARPA black op. Weaponized for profit. Decision time. Pull the trigger. Or leverage. I zip-tied him. Gagged with his own tie. Dawn broke gray. And I dragged him to the van, his own. Keys snatched. Headed east. Toward D.C., where Voss would flee to his lobbyist lair. On the 80, radio blared the fallout. Voss denying everything. Hoax by disgruntled exes. But leaks stuck, families of donors suing. Vatican calling it soulless abomination. America divided. As always, tech utopians versus Bible belters. Twitter wars raging. Crow whimpered through the gag. Eyes pleading. I glanced in the rear view. Marcus's grizzled face staring back. Crow's feet. Emphysema pallor. Who was I anymore? Eva. The idealist? Marcus. The survivor? Or something monstrous? Forged in Voss's fire? The road blurred. Rain lashing. And I floored it. Vengeance wasn't a straight shot. It was a hairpin turn. Ethics flying off the cliff. D.C. Hit like a fever dream. Monuments marble white under storm clouds. The Potomac churning secrets. I ditched the van in a Georgetown alley. Crow bundled in the trunk like yesterday's trash. Posed as a cabbie, Marcus's build fit the cap. Ferried suits from Reagan to the Hill. Eavesdropping on panic calls. Voss's hold up at the Hay Adams. Denying swaps. Perfect. Dropped Crow at a storage unit in Anacostia. Padlock clicked like fate, then cab to Lafayette Square. Protesters milling like ants on a hill. The crowd was electric. Signs scrawled, my body. My soul. Chants drowning Air Force One flyovers. I slipped in. Hoodie up. Coughing into my sleeve. A megaphone-wielding nun from the Catholic bloc preached fire. This is Babel 2.0. Hubris unbound. While tech bros in hoodies countered with immortality for all. Controversy crackled. Cable news crews jockeying for sound bites. I needed in, close to Voss. Spotted a weak link, his daughter, Lila Voss, 20-something heiress with daddy's eyes and a trust fund ethic. She was there, protesting for optics, flanked by PR sharks. Eva? No. Marcus's voice boomed as I accidentally bumped her coffee. She whirled, latte splashing. Sorry.
Ma'am.
Clumsy vet, but I held her gaze, letting Eva's fire flicker through. She blinked, unnerved. You look familiar. Hook set. Chatted her up, war stories from Marcus's Gulf days, laced with biotech barbs. Heard your pops is revolutionizing life. Or ending it. She bristled. But bit. It's complicated. Meet me later? Clarify. Her later was a dive bar off K Street. Neon buzzing, Patriots pint. Lila nursed a gin fizz. Designer jeans clashing with the peanut shells. Dad's not a monster, she insisted. Voice slurred. Echo saves people. Cancer patients. Accident Vicks. I nodded, playing sympathetic. Like me. Lung shot from burn pits. Signed up for trials. Woke up. Different. Her eyes widened. Guilt? Curiosity? Slipped her the burner number. Planted the seed. Tell Voss a ghost wants absolution. By midnight, the call came. Voss's suite at the Hay Adams, plush as sin. Potomac view, mocking the poor below. Escorted up by suits. Frisked twice. Gun left behind, but mind sharp as a shank. Voss waited in silk pajamas. Ring glinting on the decanter. Mr. Hale, he drawled. Pouring scotch. Or whatever you are. Sit. I did. Perching on the brocade chair like it might bite. Room smelled of leather and lies. You know why I'm here. He chuckled. Low rumble. The ring? Trinket from an auction. Harlan, poor sod, defaulted on debts.
Lies.
But smooth. Poured me a glass, spiked?
Nah.
Too bold. Eva's stunt at the gala. Inspired.
But swaps?
Fiction. Deepfakes from competitors.
Bull.
I leaned forward. Emphysema rattle underscoring. Dad's print opens your vault. Echo Originals. DARPA stamps. He funded you. Then you fried him. Voss's mask slipped, jaw tick. Eyes steel. He was unstable. Blackmailed me over parlor tricks. Parlor? Swaps were vivisections. Join the winning side.
Hale.
Upload clean. Your body's toast anyway. Temptation nod. A fresh shell, Eva's old one. Maybe? Eternal fight.
But no.
Winning? You're a grave robber in a stolen suit. Stood. Coughing into fist. Release the donors. Or, I dropped the vault key live, ring scan. Biometrics cracked. He lunged then. Paternal fury. You think you scare me? I own this town. Grabbed the poker from the hearth. Ornate. Heavy. Swung wild. I dodged. Marcus's reflexes slow but sure. Countering with a trucker's hook. Connected, crack to the ribs. He gasped. Ringed hand clutching side. We grappled. Antique furniture splintering. Scotch soaking Persian rugs. Controversial? Beating a 70-year-old in a stolen body. Headlines would crucify me. But Dad's ghost urged. Fight dirty. Broke free. Snatched the decanter. Crystal shards raining. Voss backed to the window. Face twisted. Guards. But my code jammed the comms. Earlier plant via Lila's phone. It's over, I rasped. Confess. Or the ring broadcasts your sins. He froze. Calculating. Then, twist of the knife, laughed. Sins?
Boy.
You don't know half. Dialed room service? No. Internal line. Door burst, not guards. But Crow, gagged and trussed, dragged by Voss's detail. Found this in Anacostia, the goon grunted. You're doing? Voss smirked, blood trickling lip. Insurance. Elena, Eva, take her out. She takes me down.
But you.
Turned to Crow. Eyes cold.
The leak.
The hack. Was you? Elias. Jealous of my swaps. Crow's eyes bulged, denial muffled. Voss waved the poker. Eva was collateral.
But you.
You fed her the code. Hoping she'd burn me. Secret reversed. Not betrayal by Crow alone. But Voss's frame within a frame. Crow? Double agent. Trying to topple the king from within. My hack. Bait he dangled. But Voss flipped it. Killing two birds, silencing Dad. Scapegoating me. You bastard. I roared. Lunging. Chaos. Poker clanged. Crow wriggled free. Goons piling in. Fists flew, Marcus's bulk taking hits. Ribs cracking. I grabbed the ring. Yanking, Voss howled. Finger skin tearing. Biometric scan triggered on my phone, vault unlocking remotely. Files flooding WikiLeaks. Sirens wailed distant.
DC.
PD closing. Voss slumped.
Clutching hand. Who?
Are you really? Echo of the gala. But broken. Eva Harlan. I spat. Blood flecking his face. And this is resurrection. The vault drop was Armageddon in pixels, blueprints. Victim vids. Voss's own neural logs confessing swaps like bedtime stories. By sunrise. FBI vans cordon the hay atoms. Voss cuffed in his pajamas. Ringless hands zip-tied. Crow? Slipped in the melee. Vanishing like smoke, rat to his bolt hole.
Me?
Hauled to a black site of their own. Fluorescent hell reeking of stale coffee and bureaucracy. Interrogator circled. Suits from Langley. Accents Midwestern bland. Hale, or Harlan. Explain the body. I did. Coughing through the haze. Marcus's frame was fading fast, lungs a wet rag. Vision spotting. Swap victim. Voss's tech. I'm Eva. Wrongfully imprisoned. They nodded. Skeptical. But the files corroborated. My conviction. Dad's talk screen unearthed now. Echo horrors. We'll verify, the lead fed said. Voice neutral. If true. Whistleblower status. Whistleblower? In America. Heroes get book deals or bullets. Protests raged outside D.C. To Detroit. And the Echo, billboards on I-95. Congress grilled Voss on C-SPAN. His denials crumbling under donor testimonies. Wives widowed by accidents, kids orphaned for elite vessels. Lila Voss went public. Tear-streaked presser. Daddy's a visionary gone wrong. Optics. But it stuck the knife. Freedom came conditional. Witness protection. New identity in the Rust Belt. But I bolted first. Tracked Crow to a cabin in the Shenandoah. Holing like a wounded bear. Rain lashed the tin roof as I kicked in the door. .38 steady. He cowered by the fireplace. Bottle in hand.
Eva.
Mercy. Mercy? Echoed his old lies. Like you showed Dad? tied him to the chair. Fire crackling accusations.
Why?
The hack, your play to dethrone Voss. He sagged, whiskey breath sour. Ambition. Voss promised partnership. Then sidelined me. Fed you the code. Hoped you'd expose him. But he anticipated, framed you. Dosed Harlan. Tears tracked his jowls. I loved you. In my way. Loved, rage boiled. Gun heavy. Controversial climax. Pull trigger. Orphan his hypothetical kids? Or truth him out? Let courts chew? America loves vigilantes till the gavel falls. Zimmerman debates still festered. But Dad's ring burned in my pocket, stolen from evidence. Scanned and returned. Its weight decided. No quick end. Dragged him to the porch. Dawn breaking bloody. Confess on cam. Full truth.
He did.
Rambling into my phone. Betrayals. Doses. The swap's body count. Uploaded live. Exablaze. Crow confesses trending. Feds swarmed by noon. Choppers thumping like judgment. Crow loaded in cuffs. Eyes dead. Thank you, he mouthed. Absolution? Or damnation? Back in Oakland, full circle, I reclaimed my shell. Experimental reverse swap. Black budget. Langley docks waving wands. Woke in Eva's body, lithe, familiar, but scarred, tattoos from Marcus's Navy days inked phantom on skin. Lungs clean, but echoes lingered, his kids laugh in dreams. Trucker grit in my stride. Voss's trial was spectacle, federal court in San Fran. Jury of techies and skeptics. He took the stand, defiant. Progress demands sacrifice. But the ring, Exhibit A, opened the vault wide. Convicted, murder 1 dads. Racketeering, 20 counts of manslaughter. Sentence, life. No swaps. Died in Supermax 2 years later. Natural causes. They said. Heart gave out. Poetic. Twist came post-mortem. His will, unsealed. Left everything to me. Voss dynamic stock. Billions in trusts. To the daughter I never had, the note read. Guilt?
Or ploy?
Tainting my win? Lila fought it. Siblings suing. Undue influence. Courts dragged. Headlines screaming swap heiress or vengeful ghost. Ending? Debatable as a Trump tweet. I donated the fortune. Echo dismantled. Funds to victim families. Lived quiet in Queens. Reopened Dad's shop. Polishing rings for the living. But nights. I wonder, did I avenge? Or become him? Body swapped justice. American dream twisted. Hero or monster? You decide. Some say happy. Empire toppled. Truths freed. Others, tragedy. Lives shattered. Including mine, hybrid soul. Forever fractured. In the end, as Dad would say, it's all we've got left of the fight.